Good Lord.
So you can see a ticket, how New York City ticket makes it very visible for you.
Yeah, they do not.
They like, if you see it in the street, pick it up. They're 15.
They're 15.
For double parking.
Let's give this man some, like a bunch of film today. So we're heading to start an editorial shoot for Ona Bags, and it's for a feature on my man Tutes here.
How you doing?
And we're hanging in his hometown, the Bronx.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit a couple of locations, watch him shoot as well. So I'll be capturing all of that in stills, and yeah, we're gonna do our best to make use of the outdoor locations before it starts raining on us.
Yeah, I think we're definitely pressured for the rain right now, which is pretty cool because I love it. The thing about where we're going right now is very industrial, very raw. It's the new up-and-coming area of the Bronx. You know, it's becoming very popular, and it's right off of Harlem, so a lot of people can easily come into it. But where we're going specifically is a place that goes into like Randall's Island, which is a brand new like access area that they created, like a bridge. I think it's a really cool space that the Bronx offers right now, and I think it's just going to grow from there. So I'm hyped.
Takes the pressure off me standing next to you. I'm not going to look as cool as this guy, so I just have to be whatever.
You're more dressed, you know, appropriately for this. I'm just like trying to stay cool with you.
I mean, there are a lot of ways that you can interpret editorial, but for me, if there's a story to be told, the photos can tell a story. They don't have to like map the interview or the feature. Like, they don't have to be a storyboard in that way, but they should be painting some sort of canvas of who the person is and what their story is. And so this is a perfect canvas for it.
Yeah, this is my comfort zone right here.
When shooting for editorial, I want to give art directors, creative directors, especially for magazine use, for print use, as much material as I can. And so what I mean is, it's not just the portraits, it's not just the environmental stuff. It's also good to have shots that can be backdrops for text. It can be used as a graphic element, as a texture, rather than just a picture. So I love finding things that are really interesting, like this, like rather than being a mixture of light and darks, this is like one kind of tone. As a designer, like I know what other designers want too. So I kind of shoot. When I'm shooting editorials, I shoot for what I would want to have when I'm laying out something for print or digital. But I'm kind of creating, you know, I'll get the portraits, I'll get the detail shots, I'll get the context of the subject, but then I'm giving myself graphic elements to play with. And there are things like this where it's just pattern and line, but the color is pretty uniform. This is great. And on film, it's just going to render so well.
So many ways of how you can take a picture here.
It's lovely. I love all the textures from the concrete to the grass to the pavement, the lines, this like fence thing here.
And eventually what happens is this just opens up and it becomes like a larger scale of what it is.
Of this? Oh man. Is this still the same bridge then?
It's still the same bridge.
There we go. Nice. That's awesome.
You drop it, it just flies away. You're just like, should I run after it? That's awesome.
I know that Tutes wants to shoot here, so I want to get kind of a shot. It's almost like a plate. So if you know anything about matte paintings or CGI work in motion pictures, they'll often take like background plates that they can then either use as reference or to animate on top of. And I like to think of some of my shots in a similar way. When I know that there's a location that's going to be used for something, I want to be able to kind of have a plate so that maybe it can be used as a setup at the beginning of an article, and then later on you see the detail shot, the close-up, and you, even though everything else is out of focus, you know, oh, that's that same background, those are the same shapes, the same tones. Hands down, favorite shutter sound. Like a little bit further back. Yeah, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Like cool camera. It's awesome. Let's do that.
I got it.
Let's do that again. Sometimes shooting with a point and shoot can be great just because it's quick and it's efficient, and I can pop this in my back pocket. It's less weight for me to carry rather than like a 1V or my Nikon F5 or F100 or anything like that. It's still all 35mm autofocus, but you don't always have a lot of control. So if I want some motion blur, I kind of just have to hope that the light's right and that it's gonna have a slow enough shutter speed. So there aren't many ways to like cheat this other than like turning off the flash, making sure it's not gonna try to freeze time. So we'll see though. Here we go.
You want me to look at it? Yeah, actually look straight like that. Yeah, like that.
So my job here is to create kind of this canvas of colors and textures and moments that allow the art directors, creative directors at Ona, no matter how they're going to use these images, they need choice, they need options. They need to be able to say, oh, that one works well here. That thing is great with the pull quote from this part of the interview. And because I don't know what any of those things are exactly, the brief for me, the brief that I give myself, is to just capture a breadth. So that includes some basics, like I want pictures of Tutes shooting and doing his thing. I want some close-ups of him doing his thing, his hands on the cameras. I want the subject matter. I want him like in action, but I also want him just kind of relaxed and hanging out and smiling and laughing. And we're not going to just use one location. This is the location for his shoot. But the other things we're going to shoot are a couple of spots around the Bronx, some things that are more traditional portraits of him, find some really good window lights, some good interiors and good exteriors, but also some shots of him working, like at his laptop or on his phone or something like that, or just eating, drinking, like drinking a cup of coffee, like a mixture of things essentially that paint a little bit of a picture of Tutes and where he is and where he likes to work in his canvas, his backdrop. So I shot this same kind of image on the Hasselblad, and I'm using an 80mm on that, so it's pretty normal. But this is I have the Pentax 6.7 at my disposal, so and this 45mm, which gets me a lot wider. I'm gonna get some shots of you wearing your bag here. Yeah, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Hold that. Awesome.
I want to keep that consistency going. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, and then stay there. I'm just going to switch the angle here. Now I want you to look at me. Maybe look past me. Like that. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Get a little bit of close up. What are you doing, Brian? I actually love that smile. That was great. All right.
So like right now I'm getting some just context. I want people to see exactly what he's up to. One of the reasons I really like having the Hasselblad with its 82.8 Zeiss and the Pentax 6.7 with its 105-2.4 is that both these lenses, when wide open, have tons of separation but are also really, really flat, very little distortion, really even exposures all the way to the ends of the frame. Being able to shoot wide open with both of these lenses means that I can shoot in kind of messy environments like this, and I can really separate the subject matter. So when you look at this, especially large and in print or large, if it's cropped in or if it's just large on the screen, I get this razor sharp depth of field, really, really thin depth of field, and there's no question what I want people to look at. That's awesome. Hang out there. All right, slowly walk that way.
How the young boys do, you know, like that.
I don't know if you took a picture. More this way. Like split the difference. Don't look at, yeah, that's good. Got it. One more like that. I want the puddles. I can see the puddles.
Yeah, there's some that I can take a picture of it. You got like what? All four of you guys just like with a camera, which is awesome.
I'm just gonna crop it so that it's mostly the puddle. Okay, let's see. 3, 2, 1. I love that though. I kind of want to put this got a flash on it. Hang on.